Hey everyone, so can you embalm someone who dies in a fire, or that there is fire involved after the death, or sometimes there's car accidents and the person dies in the car accident, but yet they are engulfed in flames afterward? So big question, can they be embalmed? Short answer is yes, some of the time. That's what a lot of these answers are going to be, because there's so many variables when it comes to these deaths. You can have a fire where the person wasn't exposed to the flame at all and they died of smoke inhalation, but then you could also have a person completely burned down through into the bone. And so there's varying degrees of burns, obviously, which is why there's second, third degree burns. So it depends how much tissue is destroyed by the fire. A second degree burn is going to be where just that top layer of tissue might be burned. We could maybe pull off the blister, we can pull off the parts that are burned the most, and we can still treat the tissue. As long as the vasculature system is still in place and working, we can try to inject and get as much preservation as possible in the body. If there's parts on the face that have been burned, we can treat those, do wax restoration, cosmetize, but it depends on the level of the destruction from the fire. Now, third degree burns are going to be much deeper into the tissue. They don't often leave tissue for us to preserve, actually. But we can maybe still, depending on if the burns are on the whole body or parts of the body, the family might be able to still at least view part of the body. A big thing with this is just family viewing. Them being able to identify their loved one by some part of their family, part of their body, whether it's a hand, an ear, a foot, whatever it is. Sometimes families just want to connect with part of their loved one, and we can still provide that depending on what we're encountering with the damage from the fire. I've had people that have just had a little char on their nose from the fire and the rest of them were fine. It really depends. So, as the answer always goes, sometimes we can have viewing. It's how much preservation, how much damage, how much tissue we have left to work with. So with the tissue that is left, sometimes we have to treat that tissue from the outside in, where we use some type of a gel that is formaldehyde based or glutaraldehyde based, or we do cavity packs where we soak them in cavity fluid and cotton and tissue from the outside, wrap in plastic and let that fluid absorb in gaseous. It goes into gaseous form and it absorbs into that tissue, and we preserve that way. So it really just depends on what that tissue looks like, but there are ways to do it based on what that person looks like. So that's a good short answer for you.